Welcome to Game Pass News, recorded April 19th. It's a Tuesday. I am here with the winner. Man, the winner of Monthly Mayhem, just happened. I literally got to listen to it. The winner of Monthly Mayhem, Mario Kart Edition, my co-host Sean Abbott, proud to say, he's now got more money. He said he's going to give it to me because he likes me so much. He didn't really say that. And I'm Nick Metzger. We're glad you're here. We're going to talk about some console numbers. We're going to talk about super game initiatives. Halo Infinite still trying to be cool, and probably a bunch of other things like what we've been playing and all this stuff. The Game Pass has dropped. But first, Sean Abbott, what you been up to, man?
Other than winning Monthly Mayhem.
I just told everyone what you've been up to. Skip it.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just excited about that.
You should
be.
Very
often I win stuff, so yeah. And it was good. It's such good. A lot of challenges, very challenging. The times were like tight to get to the spot to go through. So yeah, well done to everybody else. And thank you very much.
But more well done to me because
but yeah. Other than that, what did we do at the weekend? We had sun. I don't know if you can people that watch the video for this that can see my head.
Yeah, I see it.
I got far too much sun, so the skin is tired. I am shinier than ever, slightly tanned. We had a really good night. It was Easter, so I'm currently surrounded by Easter eggs. They're all over the floor because I cleared the kitchen table to make the podcast.
Sure.
But yeah, we had a good time. We saw some family, had some food, and yeah, that was about it. I mean, I worked Thursday, Friday, so I then had the weekend off. But yeah, how about you, Nick? What did you get up to for Easter?
Oh, Easter, there is, there's still an Easter bunny hunt around here. Easter bunny comes and drops off eggs. There's like 1,000 egg hunts. So the Easter bunny hunt, then the grandparents have an egg hunt, and then there's like all this candy and little miniature egg-sized toys everywhere. And it's just, it's mayhem. Everybody comes to my house. I make a ham. And we have, we eat way too much food. My mother makes cream pies, which, oh my gosh, they are so good. Coconut cream, banana cream pies. I probably ate a whole pie. I'm not gonna lie. Probably ate a whole pie by the time I went to bed at like 2 a.m. Monday morning. Because I stayed up way too long playing Life is Strange, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did on Easter. It's always a ton of fun. So that's it, man. I guess I don't really have much more than that. I don't know.
The only thing I struggle with is Easter is like I am currently now constantly surrounded by chocolate, and it's kind of like Christmas finishes, and I lose like a bit of the holiday weight, and you get back to running because the weather turns nice, and then all of a sudden Easter happens, and it's like I'm sat here looking at pretty much every option of Cadbury's chocolate that there is. I've got cream egg twirls, crunchies, mini eggs.
Yep. I got you.
So
I've got Easter.
I came home from work and ate half a chocolate fudge cake.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I got chocolate. I got chocolate bunnies like nobody's business. Just all over the house. They're everywhere, man. I mean, it's crazy.
So anyway, let's talk about some Xbox because we'll do food later because we keep this is a rabbit hole we always go into. Rabbit hole funny.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. I didn't get it, but I get it now that you pointed out. Sorry, you had to do that. But you are right, man. This podcast is devolving into like grubbing games. I'm not kidding you.
But yeah, let's talk some Eggbox.
Yeah, let's talk some Xbox numbers, some console numbers. This one, I got it. I heard it. This one's a little interesting to me. Xbox outsells PS5. Like, I feel like a big asterisk just needs to be on this whole deal. But whatever. Xbox outsells PS5 in April. Doesn't even come close to Nintendo. So let's not get too hyper. These numbers actually are not April. I couldn't find April numbers. I found March's numbers, which was Xbox selling 404,000, PS5 selling 330,000, and Nintendo selling 652,000. If those numbers are right, that's crazy, man.
They shifted some serious bits of kit. But I'm assuming that was because Nintendos were readily available over the Christmas and beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, I mean, if PS5 was available, would you think they would have really beat them out? I mean,
No, like I said, I don't think it's a true representation. I think we're still looking at the back of COVID. We're still looking at the issues of supply and demand, the ability to actually make the products, the chip shortages and chips. But yeah, the chip shortages of stuff. So I don't think it's a true representation, but as an Xbox podcast, I think we definitely need to take the win on
yeah, that's true. You're
Sony.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's a win. A win is a win. Not fair. And and what also is a win, I think I said this last podcast or something. Every time you have a person who maybe can only buy one console and decides to buy an Xbox over a PS5, and they don't have the money for the PS5, like to do both of them, then that is a serious win for Xbox, because they're not gonna go back. Maybe they'll sell it. Okay, maybe they'll be like, I really don't like this, but at least that gives Xbox a chance to prove himself. That they probably wouldn't have had if a PS5 would have been sitting there as well. So, yeah. So there definitely is that.
Especially with, I know, and it's all over their Twitter. Every time I've seen an advert recently on the TV, or like when I'm watching stuff on YouTube, the advert that I'm seeing is for the ultimate, like all access. So they're really pushing this, pay a 1 monthly fee, get your console, get the access to Game Pass, get your access to be able to play online, all for like one sweet. There you go, it's there, done and dusted.
Yep, I agree with that. I have seen a ton of those. In fact, I totally forgot. I'm not gonna lie. I totally forgot about that plan. I was like, all access. I clicked on it. I was like, is this new? Oh man, what's this? I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot that's what they called this thing now, is their all access plan. So, but yeah, it died down, and now it's they're bringing it back. They want people to know it's there for sure. So. So right now we talked about a couple podcasts ago. We talked about that there was Xbox was kind of winning in sales numbers in the UK, and now they're kind of bumped up globally. When PS5 figures out their chips and their shortages and their hardware productions, I'm sure we'll see PS5 come back and take the place. But I agree with you. Take a win is a win. So, that really is our top story for today. Hold on. Let me back up. I did have this and I wanted to mention it. We were talking about true representations. We have a bunch of people playing Xbox on PC and other people playing Xbox on their phone. So will we ever really see, will hardware... as streaming starts to become available, as streaming starts to become available, will hardware sales still mean the same thing, you think? Is that going to start to go away as the winning metric?
No. And I think this is why we're kind of seeing things like Sony and Nintendo going into this subscription style service. Because I think the face of gaming in terms of the gaming industry and the sales and the recordable way of proving how well your console's doing, I think that's going to change. I think it's going to change massively. In the next 12 to 18 months, it's going to flip on its head, and you're going to see them going on the same route as things like Netflix and Disney, Amazon Prime, Hulu. You're going to see them chasing those subscription numbers. And it's going to be a battle of, how do we get more subscribers? We're going to have to bring big name games to our subscription service, and rather than going around purchasing loads of different developers to have them work under you to make exclusives for you, you're going to then have to go back to these developers and be like, look, we're currently running 12 million people subscribed to our service over Sony that have got 10.5 million. So you're going to reach an extra 1.75 million people than they are at the moment. So come to us and we'll get you more people playing your game. That's how it's going to work. It's going to be a different way of monopolizing. Well, not monopolizing, but a different way of making money in the industry for devs and video game producers, stuff like that. That it's just going to flip on its head. It's going to be like watching, how we've watched the film industry over the last 10 years. It's going to happen like that, but I think it's going to happen quicker, and I think it's going to be it's going to leave some people, especially those that are very set in the ways with gaming, that you go out and you buy the console and you buy the game. I think it's going to take time for those to catch up. But for people I don't know, I'd say my age and younger, it's going to be very quick for them to catch on, because subscription services are the norm. That's it now. So
I mean, Nintendo fans are still I would love a good, honest, like, poll of Nintendo fans who love physical and who, well, in fact, they were just talking about it. I think it was Dan who said anything over $20, I'm looking for digital. Like, Nintendo fans are still very much digital. I don't know how Xbox fans sit. I feel like they are more like, whatever, you know. I don't know if that's true. That's just my like gut feeling. So,
well, Nintendo never seem to drop the prices of the games ever.
That's true.
You can look at it. So like a game comes out on Xbox and it's $60 to buy it off the bat. You can guarantee in 4 months' time you're going to be able to find a pre-owned copy of that for £20 less.
Yeah.
And then another 6 months after that, you're going to be able to find the new copy for as much as the pre-owned copy, because people aren't buying the new one, they're buying the pre-owned, and the price of the new one comes down. That never happens with Nintendo. I can still walk into Game now in the UK, or even go on Amazon and and Argos, the big shopping things for the UK. And for me to buy Animal Crossing, it is still the same price now as it was the day it released. And that always happens. The price of Nintendo games only ever seems to go up with age rather than down.
It's true. Yeah, no, you're right. In fact, oh man, what game was it I was just looking at and I was like, holy crud, that's $20? Like, it just came out like 6 months ago and it wasn't a Nintendo game. And I was just like, it's crazy. Yeah, the other developers are much more willing to drop the price of their game to get to make those quick sales 6 months or so after the sale, after the game has come out.
I think the reason why Nintendo get away with that is they have a very big niche market of people that play a certain game. So there was a huge following for Animal Crossing. We can see it all the time. The hype's now building in the Nintendo Dad's Discord and across Twitter and most of the Nintendo community that I've seen for Xenoblade coming that bit sooner. It's like they'll make loads of money because it's coming quicker. People will want it. They'll make loads of money straight away. What's the point in dropping the price of the game? You don't need to make any more sales to make money because you've made big bucks and it's going to carry on making money. So
yeah, I'm in, by the way. I once they moved Breath of the Wild, I thought, well, heck, I don't got anything else to play. So I've never played a Xenoblade game. I'm going in Elden Ring. I was talking about this on the dinner table. I'm going in Elden Ring style on this. I'm like, well, I don't know much about it, but everybody talks about it. And what the heck? I'll give Nintendo $60 and play this game, but I can buy it physical. See, that's the difference between the S, which like I've been saying, I was all about the S, but when this happened with Elden Ring, it was like, dang, I could have made like 40 of those dollars back. I could buy these games and resell them quick if I don't like them. And it would take what? It would take me doing that like 3 times to recoup the cost of the X over the S. So I don't know, there's something there. So like with Xenoblade, I'm going to lose a lot less. If I buy it and in 2 or 3 weeks I find out I don't like it, I'll just probably be able to sell it for $45, I would imagine, pretty easy. So
yeah. I mean, and that's what I do. If I'm on the fence about a game and I want to play it, I will buy it physical, because then I can always, because I tend not to try and sell them, because trying to sell a secondhand game in the UK is fucking ridiculous. People want everything for nothing. It's awful. It's awful as trying to do that. And I watched on Discord, and I watch people like backwards and forwards on Twitter about like secondhand games and stuff, and people are like, will happily play close to retail value for a game because they want it. The UK, it's like, oh yeah, this game only came out 2 weeks ago. I played it. I don't like it. This is pretty much like brand new. You took it out of the box once and then put it back in the box. Here you go. It like £45. And somebody will come to, can I give you 20 quid for that? It's like, fuck off. It's like, no, you can. And that's what it's like in you. So I have this thing where I like constantly trade games in. I've got an elite account with Game UK. It's like £3 a month. So I get double the amount of points, which helps me get more in-store credit. And I can just kind of go in, yeah, I played it, didn't like it, stick it on store credit. Thanks very much. I'll be back in 6 months' time when such and such comes out. And I just basically, I have that. I think I've got something like £60 in credit in game at the moment. So I just sit there and it's waiting for Switch Sports to come out. So
gotcha. Yeah. That's my next buy, Switch Sports for sure. So yeah, I think what we're saying is right. In no time flat, we're not going to be worried about how many hardware systems have been sold, because there's going to be multiple avenues to buy games and to play on these platforms, just like there is now for Xbox. You're gonna have that same thing happen for Sony and maybe Nintendo. Probably Nintendo at some point, but it ain't gonna happen in a year and a half. It's gonna be more like 5+ years before you see that on Nintendo, I would bet.
Yeah, I think Nintendo are banking on the retro stuff, aren't they? That's the thing that's pulling people into subscribing to the Nintendo Online, is that you've now got the ability to play this huge back catalog of nostalgia.
The retro and the DLCs. That's the other thing they're really big in. It's like, buy our game, and then what we'll do is if you're a subscriber for us, we'll give you the DLC for free. Which is funny because that's a flip from Xbox, right? Xbox is like, hey, we'll give you the game for free, and then you buy the DLC. So it's kind of an interesting like turnabouts there. So because I'm looking at possibly getting the Life is Strange. There's like a Steph story DLC for $12 for Life is Strange True Colors, and so it was like, well, so yeah, but if you did it Nintendo style, Nintendo would be like, hey, we'll give you pay Life is Strange, and then we'll give you the DLC, which seems to make more sense to them. That's probably more
but for me,
fiscally responsible.
If you're invested now in buying the DLC for Life is Strange, and they take it off Game Pass in 6 months' time, and you haven't finished that DLC, you then have to buy the game to play the DLC. Right. So it's kind of like, is it a way of baiting you in to buy the full game? So Nintendo have done the other way around. So.
That's very, very, very true. So yeah, the models are interesting. It seems like PlayStation is really banking on their back catalog as well. And then I'm sure they seem to really be focusing on third parties too for their subscription. So yeah, everybody's kind of doing their own thing in some way, yet they're all doing it with the same platform, the same venue of subscriptions. So very interesting.
Yeah. It's like, sorry, if you go to the film and TV series industry, you've got like Disney, which has got the whole Marvel back catalog, and plus the new stuff that they've got on there with Star and bits of other pieces. And then Amazon have got their own sets of series that, really captured people and interested people. And Netflix have got Stranger Things. So.
That's right. Yeah. It's super, super interesting. We have some top rumors. So Sega is moving on the Super Game Initiative. We talked about this a couple months ago, probably. They're using Microsoft's online infrastructure to build these games. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was at the same time as the Sonic the Hedgehog new game teaser trailer dropped.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We spoke about this because this was kind of the Kickstarter for the Super Game Initiative. I'm super excited for this. I like Sega for Sonic, and they seem to be pushed. Well, not just for Sonic, Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi, and Choo Choo Rocket. They are my ultimate favorite Sega games. So them going along this line, trying to reboot games, trying to push their bigger titles, is really exciting to me, because the other side of this rumor is that they are making a big budget version of Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio. That was it was in Bloomberg. I couldn't read the full article because you have to subscribe to Bloomberg, which I'm not doing because it's not very often I read a big newspaper, but probably find that kind of same information somewhere else. But yeah, they're there's rumors flying around that they've applied for the licensing. The Japanese, the Sega HQ in Japan, are kind of putting job adverts out for developers. And artists to kind of work on the games. So I'm super excited. I'm really if they bring out a whole new 4K resolution Crazy Taxi with similar style music, and Jet Set Radio, that'd be amazing. If I could imagine Sunset Overdrive graphics with Jet Set Radio, you would not get me off that game for a long time.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see what is going to come out of this. So they're saying these games are at least 2 to 3 years away. Pure Xbox stated that it's still possible that these games could be canceled. They're that new in development, but it is the number is said to be an $882 million USD investment by Sega in these games. So they state as saying Sega. I lost it. I had it. Initially, actually, there will be several titles, and they will be blockbusters going beyond conventional games. That's the Sega spin. So right now, the Sega PR right now. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they are. I liked Crazy Taxi. Never really got into Jet Set Radio. But I'm always here for new fun things. You think they're Game Pass games? I know, like it's years away, so we're really just.
Yeah, I can see the originals maybe making an appearance on Game Pass closer to the time, or even before, to kind of test the water of people that would be interested in the game. Mm-hmm. But then I can see with Microsoft working with Sega quite well, obviously carrying the Super Game Initiative for them, that these could be day one releases on Game Pass, and they'd fit very well. And I'd accept them very well.
Sure. Interesting game model, right? I mean, what if that's part of the business? What if that's part of the business model? Hey, we'll give you a break on our online infrastructure. I mean, now they're making money every way, right? I mean, and Mike, we already know Microsoft does that. They have so many profitable avenues that that's part of the why they can do what they do with Game Pass. Hey, you can use our online infrastructure. We'll give you a break if you then will take that game that you make on our online infrastructure and are paying us for, but less, and put it on Game Pass. I mean, the amount of ways that they can broker a deal is pretty amazing, really, to be honest.
Yeah, and I can see it happening. I can see Microsoft being like, look, we can make this game reach a lot of people. We have if you think about their long-time investment in terms of the acquisition with Activision and Blizzard, and bringing in, even if it brings in 250,000 more subscribers, all we have to turn around to Sega is, look, this acquisition with Blizzard and Activision has brought us 250,000 more. We know you've got a huge following out there. We announce a couple of games that are exclusive to Game Pass and us as a service. I can guarantee that we'll make another 200,000 subscriptions in 12 months. And, we'll give you a cut of it, a percentage of this profit that we make from the subscription service to give to the developers to back more games and remasters and reboots. So, I can see them getting into bed with Sega quite happily like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. So that's what's up with Sega. What's going on with Halo Infinite, Sean?
Halo Infinite, following the route of Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex, and they're developing a battle royale mode, which I'd be so excited to see how this works. Are you going to drop out a Spartan dropship into the middle of nowhere and just you can start rifling for different bits of body armor and things like that? You go in there butt naked like you do like he is in the program, and have to find your Spartan armor and cars to kind of power yourself up. And yeah, I'm excited. It'd be good to see what kind of spin they give to this and how they work it and the size of the map. So,
I mean, I'm assuming this was already planned to happen at some time, but I really feel like they have sped up the development on this, probably put some more stuff behind it, because they're really, I mean, I don't play the game, so let me just say that, but I sit in the pocket of Xbox Twitter and many podcast pundits that I listen to, and it sure seems to me like this game is floundering at best and dying at worst. So, I mean, I really feel like they are pushing to get this development going as maybe the one last gasp hope that Halo Infinite's multiplayer version, their campaign version, seems to be well received. Their single player campaign, I played it through, I enjoyed it, but their multiplayer, they can't seem to get a hold or a footing on that market. So I think that this is their hope and their plan and their prayer that this will happen.
Yeah, I think what they've done is they've kind of tried to do what they used to do. So they've kind of gone 1 month free. They've gone along and kind of just gone, okay, so we made a really cool campaign, push that out, great, we're going to make money off it. We've always made a multiplayer. We've always made a multiplayer with these styles. let's do that. Let's not break the mold too much because people like the way we do it, and it's gone out there and multiplayer in terms of capture the flag, team deathmatch. That's dead for me. I've not played it on Call of Duty for years. I don't know many people that do. I don't know many people in the Discord community that play multiplayer games like that. You speak to anyone, and if they're playing an online PvP, it's Fortnite or Apex, and that's it.
Yeah, and
they're all big battle royale. So maybe that's what they've kind of done with Halo is they've gone back and gone, okay, we need to reimagine this one very quickly because we're going to bleed money otherwise.
Yeah. So do you think that's part of the reason it died? Just because that it's too old school for the current market?
It's just repetitive. Like if you play,
well, I mean, Fortnite's freaking repetitive. Let's be honest. I mean, you're in and you're out, and you're in and you're out, and you're dying and you're out. I mean, I don't play it, so but it sure seems like you jump into the map, you do, and you die, and then you jump out, and then you jump back in. But I could be wrong.
You are, but the objective's not. The objective's always the same. You have the same objective every time. Be number one. Be that in a quad, a duo, a trio, or solo. That is your objective. But every time I drop into Warzone, I have a different match every time. I go in and I'm like, I always go and try and land in the same place because I know like all the vantage points. But every game is different because every player that I meet is of a different level. Every loadout I end up picking up is different, so I have to just change my style of gameplay to fit the loadout that I've collected until I can get the one that I've created in like the loadout drop. I'm assuming that's pretty much the same in Fortnite. I've never played Fortnite consistently enough to know what the hell I'm doing loadout wise, and I just kind of go and pick up the fastest shooting gun that has the nicest looking color because that's usually how it works in Fortnite. The shinier it is, the more powerful it is.
I like it,
but
I'll keep that in mind.
But like every game feels different, and that if you're playing capture the flag, that you'll play and you'll end up with a team that play it all the time, and you'll know that they have a way of running each map every time, and it just takes the fun away from it. Where PvP battle royale style stuff, which is completely different, the way you drop in, the direction it comes from is different every time. The circle that closes is different most times. So it just makes it more interesting for me anyway. So
sure. Yeah, I mean that definitely makes sense. I can see all those things, and I mean I don't know that I'd ever really get into even a battle royale Halo, but I mean anything's possible. But I mean I do know that I would appreciate more of like the other objectives that I hear about in Fortnite. Like I hear Justin and Marty talk about because they're big Fortnite guys. That it's not always about being number one. Sometimes it's about, can you find this thing on the map or do this one thing on the map? At least that gives somebody somebody like myself who's not the best, like, first person shooter or third person shooter or whatever. It gives me something else to work towards. That's not just trying to kill somebody because I'm probably going to be killed.
And that then falls in with the battle pass.
Right.
Because you unlock when you do you can link challenges to a battle pass. So buy the battle pass for £5 or $5 this month, and unlock these other challenges, which then means you can unlock different skins, and it's a way of monetizing the game further than pay to play kind of deal. I can see them going down that route. I can see them as soon as the battle royale drops, there'll be a really big push into a battle pass. So I think there's already a battle pass system with Halo multiplayer. So
yeah, there definitely is. So they're looking at this potentially arriving in season 3. So they just dropped season 2. I don't know how long seasons normally last for Halo. I can't answer that question, but that's what they're assuming, and may have ties to the Battleforge, or to the Forge mode, which has yet to be released. That they said would be out by now.
So
like
if
times.
You're going to go off from season 1 starting near game release to now, that's 6 months for season 2. So 6 months time, you could see season 3 dropping.
Yeah, that seems about right. I'm good with that. That works. So yeah, I mean, I'm anything to help Halo gain some ground is good to me. I wouldn't mind seeing some. What's wrong with it being well, other than financially, it doesn't make Microsoft very happy, I'm sure. But what if they did just drop another single player campaign DLC? I mean, is that just not? How many people do you think would buy that and be happy with it over what they're trying to do with this multiplayer that nobody seems to give a shit about, or at least not like very much?
I'm not sure. I know every year that Activision and Treyarch develop a new Call of Duty, it comes with a whole new set of maps for multiplayer as well as a campaign. But they also tie in Warzone to that to kind of make so those Warzone, the weapons that are in the campaign and in the multiplayer then make their way into Warzone. So they all merge into one. So I think it's a refreshing way to keep trying to change the game. So make a campaign DLC where there's maybe different weapons, different skins, different enemies and avatars. Bring that into your multiplayer a little bit to keep your multiplayer fans happy, but then your battle royale fans will chase which is the meta gun, which guns have been nerfed to I have to change my loadout to match the guns that are now better than the others and things like that. So
no, that makes sense, and that's probably what they will do. I would imagine. So those are our top rumors. Rumors again is the Super Game Initiative, which is a rumor because we don't really know when it's going to come out, but it's definitely on the move right now. Yep. And both of these are going to happen. Halo Infinite getting a battle royale mode, but also they haven't been officially announced with dates, so that's why we threw them under the rumors. News bulletin, man, this one dropped out of nowhere. Shocker, Turnip Boy commits tax evasion, showing when it is playable. I don't know if it is playable. I haven't tried to play it, but is out today for Game Pass. Man, that came out of nowhere. That's kind of fun too, by the way.
Yeah, it showed available to download yesterday. So it became available to download yesterday, but only available to play today.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they couldn't have done it at a better time. US tax day yesterday, 18th. Just hilarious.
Before we get, I think that the tax day was actually the 15th. Do we know?
No, I've looked. I googled. US tax day this year was 18th of April.
All right,
it's usually the 15th of April.
Okay,
but, yeah.
Good job. There you go. So yeah, that actually is pretty hilarious. I did not see that at all did not think about that at all until you had said that. So I've not had a chance to play it, but hope to get to it.
It looks like a really fun, interesting take on a drop-down 2D style Zelda game with some of that. But yeah, I'm excited to play as well. It looks very much like it'll draw me in. I like the style of things. So.
Is this what am I trying to say? Is this console only, or can you play it on the cloud? Do you know? I don't know. I should know, but I don't.
Sure.
Okay, well, I'll ask questions. Okay, you work on that. I will, when we get an answer, we will come back to you. I will move into my version of the Xbox Spotlight. Xbox Spotlight, what I have been playing so far, or last week, I played Kirby with the kids. I'll start there. Kirby with the kids, we finished off all of the Waddle Dees in the main game, so now we are on to the post-game stuff. We kind of went back and cleaned everything up. This game has been going on for years, or it feels like years, but it's been going on for quite a while. So I played a little bit of Lost in Random, but that wasn't really the game I was thinking it was going to be. It is a very dialogue-heavy game. Now, it's all voiced over and voiced over pretty well. To be fair, I only played about 30 minutes of it because it was just not... I turned on the PS Dads. Shout out to them. A new one-off show. Not sure how often they'll do their thing. Which Hambo Johnny's in the chat, who was on that show. So I turned that on and I was like, I'm going to listen to them while I play Lost in Random. Can't do that. Nope. Nope. I mean, so much dialogue in that game. I was like, I had different dialogue in both ears trying to do, couldn't happen. So I shut off Lost in Random.
I'm right in thinking that Lost in Random is the one with the dice, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't tell you much about it other than it seems to have it has a somewhat of a Psychonauts feel to it. And again, 30 minutes. Just like that's all I've played. I'm not but it just in that like quirkiness, not in its game mechanic, because it doesn't seem like it's much of a platformer at all. In fact, I couldn't jump in the 30 minutes that I played. Um, but yeah, it seemed to have a quirky like Psychonauts feel to it, and also maybe a Tim Burton-esque type of feel as well. But it does have a pretty good story. Now the game that I played that I want to talk about, I binged over a weekend, had no plans to finish this game, did not at all think I would finish this so quickly. Life is Strange: True Colors. Oh boy, Sean, you said you wanted to play this game, and let me tell you, it is really good. I have only played a handful of narrative games, to be honest. But man, I absolutely loved this story. I started it on Friday. It's 5 chapters long. Started it on Friday, and the moment I started it, I realized it was not going to be. It was going to be more than what I had kind of given it credit for, even though John from Dad's After Dark is always talking about this thing. You kind of get into town, Haven Spring, that you spend pretty much the entire game in, and you walk on the bridge, and you walk out like on this bridge to get to the town, and she turns, Alex, your character that you play as, and she turns. And she kind of like looks through the town, and this music starts, and immediately I was playing like on the TV with TV sound, and I was like, no, this isn't gonna do this game. I can tell that already. So like I pumped it through my computer so that I could have it in my headphones, because man, the sound in this game is so cool. Real good, and the facial expressions are just, I've never seen a game that has quite the facial expressions that this game has. I really kind of grew a fondness to Alex in kind almost like a dad way, because you find out real quick she's from a foster home, so it's not really giving anything away. And kind of like in that, like you really wanted her to succeed as a, I have a daughter, and I feel like I really like bonded in that way with this character over this 12-hour journey, to be honest. And the story's really, really good. And I would love to go back, to be honest, and play another round. But I really want to play some other stuff and see these other games that are dropping on Game Pass. But I would love to play again and make different choices. In all fairness, I don't want to give anything away here, so I'm just gonna say John told me the right person to choose as a love interest. But I thought he was just doing like a Dad's After Dark joke with me. No. Should have went with John. So I'd love to go back, change my decisions, and see what happens. But I really can't say enough good about this game. So
yeah, I'm looking at giving it a go once the kids go back to school. So our spring break's a 2-week ordeal. So they go back to school the next Monday. So that's when I'll be giving it a go.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, definitely give it a shot. Sean has been playing Mario Kart. We all know that since he's the winner. What else have you been playing, man?
Not a lot. Nothing, if I'm completely honest. Nothing Xbox at all. I just haven't had time. We had a busy weekend. Mm-hmm. The weather was really nice here, so I didn't want to be stuck inside at all. So like the Saturday, we took Logan out on his little balance bike, went for a huge walk down to the park, stuff like that. I went for a run, and then Sunday was obviously Easter, so like no electronics. We kind of tried to do as much family time as possible. But the other thing really I played a lot of Metroid Dread, because that's easy to pick up and play, so sure. I can kind of do that in the evening when the kids are in bed. I finished it on hard. I got like into the 50% for items, finished it in like under 7 hours, I think. So finished it on hard, which was nice. Started the game on dread mode and instantly regretted my life decisions, because that's just ridiculous. I don't understand why that game gives you health when you kill things in dread mode, because you like literally get touched by anything. You walk through you don't have the Varia suit, and you walk through the door where it's like scorching red hot, instant game over. So,
yeah. Wow, that is
one hit, one kill.
Yeah, that is crazy. Because I actually like cheese some of that stuff to get some things when I wasn't supposed to. You could like just kind of jump through the heat. I did have a question for you. I had a conversation on Twitter. And I'm interested in your take on this.
Okay.
On Twitter, a guy said, I don't know what people are griping about Elden Ring because there's nothing. This is paraphrase. This isn't exactly how I said it, but there's nothing been harder than playing the final boss in Metroid. And I was like, no, that's not true. Do you Elden
that's
Ring
not true.
Dread? Like, what is your take on this?
Elden Ring is just punishing. It's just punishment. It's just pure and evil torture. I saw somebody while I was scrolling through Twitter today to try and find some news for the podcast. I found a guy that had like got 100% of all the achievements on all the Souls games that you can get on the Xbox at the moment. And I just like sat there and I kind of looked at the picture. I looked at it for like a good 2 minutes, and I was just like, that guy he must like people standing on him for pleasure, because it's just no, I couldn't do it. Elden Ring, it's just so hard. I couldn't beat Magrot, or Maggie as we nicknamed him. I couldn't do it. The game went. It was very difficult. Where Ravenbeak, I beat him on hard, and I think he hit me twice. So
yeah. No, I will say I should know I should have gotten his name. I don't remember it, but we had a really good conversation, like one of those odd conversations you don't have on Twitter, and instead of being like, you're stupid, no, you're stupid, it was actually like, and I was like, well, listen, maybe, and he said I've been a Dark Souls player my entire life. He's like, I beat every Souls game. And so it's interesting, like, just what he's like, all you got to do is get their patterns. And I was like, dude, I don't even see any patterns in like all they're doing is flailing their arms around and their 5 axes and, whatever else they have. And it's like, and by the time I think I know a pattern, I've been like pulped into the ground by whatever he's throwing at me or whatever, And he's like, oh no, you just got to know whether you got to dodge or duck or whatever, jump. And I was like, no, I was like, it's in for my skills as a 2D player, it seems very easy in Dread to be like, oh, he's doing that, so now I know what I have to do. In Elden Ring, I have no idea. I'm like, I don't know, he's just jumping around. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. And by the time I think maybe I have an idea, I'm dead. So what I'm trying to get at is it's interesting when a player has a skill base in that history of genre that they're like, nah, this is what you got to do, pal. And I'm like, no, I don't understand I don't see what you see at all,
Yeah, and this is where Hambone's got it right.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't get there isn't many 3D versions of Metroid other than the Prime series. You've got the whole other realm. So you've not only got your X and Y axis of Dread, so you can even jump up and down, or you can run left and right. You have like the Z axis of the 3D world.
Mm-hmm.
You can move horizontally through this game, and you kind of have to judge when they're going to do this, where like the range of attack and which direction it's going. So no, but yeah, Dread is super powerful. Like Ravenbeak does the same 6 attacks,
right?
Like that's the final, and they're very easy to dodge. Like the game tells you when you die and you're waiting for it to load, it tells you that every attack in the game is avoidable, and it's true. It's once you understand, and they give you that whole melee to break everything. It is a breeze. Like I can now get through like the first 4 bosses in less than 5 minutes, because it's just, I know that like with Craig, I just literally have to blast away at his stomach for a while, wait for him to do this. I know that he's going to swing his arms. I know that like when he throws out those claws, I know that 2 come horizontally, 1 comes from above. Then you'll get 1 horizontally, then 2 from above. So I know I'm just literally sat there wiggling my thumb around, firing rockets off, and just constantly going at it. So I know that works. Where when I played Elden Ring, it was like there was too many different weapons choices, too many different shield choices to try and figure out the stats. I need to figure out like when's the best time to take health, like when's his attack going to calm down to the point I can use health. It's just there was just too much to compute. So,
yeah, and that's a good point too, Sean. When you go to a boss, you have, and I think I said this when I was on the Nintendo Dad show. When you go to a boss in Dread, you have everything you need to have. I mean, maybe somehow you've missed it. I don't know if that's possible, but likely you have everything you need to beat that boss. In Elden Ring, you have no idea. You may have wandered yourself into a situation that you should not be in, and you just got to get waylaid enough times to figure that out. Also, I believe, and Hambone's in chat, so you can tell me if I'm wrong. It seems to me that with Elden Ring, bosses change what they do compared to what you're doing, right? So like, it's not like with Ravenbeak, he's just going to do the same thing. You can step back and do ranged attacks, and then when he's doing ranged attacks, you can dodge him and come in close. With my time in Elden Ring, it seemed like when I went far, they realized what I was doing, and they changed their attack patterns accordingly. And so it's much more different in that sense where, yeah, they may have a pattern, but depending on what you do will change that pattern. And I think that makes, yeah, it's just, so I was like, no, I don't get it. But
I tip my hat to Hambone because he finished the game. He became the pumpkin god because, he went back and got all the achievements. So I absolutely tip my hat to you on that one. And anybody that's finished the Souls games, they are just pure evil.
Yeah. Yep. That one'll sit on my Xbox forever unfinished. I'm pretty sure. I had good means to go back and try to like chip away at it, but let's be honest, it's not going to happen.
And I don't blame you because I couldn't persevere. I wasn't getting any enjoyment out of the game.
Oh man. So guys, that's our spotlight, our breaking news, not our breaking news. I'm sorry. Our top stories, rumors, and our spotlight. Let's jump into what you guys asked us. We really appreciate all your questions. Sean, you want to start with the first one?
Yeah, so the first one is from SAZ, who's in the chat. Good evening. And it says, I love the food talk and the show that goes down. I'm wondering, is there a food dish new to you from a Game Pass game that you would like to try? If not, what Halo-based recipe from the new Halo cookbook are you willing to try?
Well,
are you hoping is a real winner?
Yeah. So at the moment, the Halo cookbook doesn't come out until August 16th, by the way, which is 3 days after my birthday. So I've already asked for that. I was like, listen, I need this because I'm going to start making recipes from this book. Y'all are going to watch me eat them. So like I was really interested. So I searched Halo recipes. Okay. Because I was like, what crazy freaking recipe are they gonna like steal? Like not recipes, Halo food, like food that has been in the franchise at some point that they've referenced in the franchise. By the way, I would like you to know that the primary feeding mechanism for a Covenant is a food nipple. So I'm just throwing it out there. That's feel like that's a thing you need to know. So like I bet you're going to see a lot of these in the recipe. Like, they're going to do some kind of slushy with like blue soda or something like that. And they're going to call them and they're going to be just regular foods with really random names. This is what I bet happens. That's my guess. What's your thought, man?
Some of the names. I'm just reading some of the names for this. I've just come across something called a groob. Groob is some form of human refreshment most enjoyable when served cold. Its exact nature or whether it can be enjoyed at other temperatures is unknown. No.
I want a ground pounder. There's a ground pounder and space elevator, which is 2 burger meals served together at Samoa's, comprised of 100% UNSC deradiated Moa Angus patties.
Yeah, that sounds the best of the deal out of all that.
They're gonna have some fun with this. They are. Like it's gonna be hilarious.
Well, it's gonna be hilarious, but you also know it's gonna be closely related to normal food, just given funny names.
Right. Yeah.
It's not too bad. But food in games. I don't know. Has there been many? There wasn't anything in Tunic really, other than like a radish, which I eat a lot of radishes as it is anyway. So,
really, you eat a lot of? I mean, every once in a while on a salad, maybe that's about it.
Yeah. Well, I have salads most days when I'm at work because the cold don't take long. Don't take long to warm up, and I can kind of grab it in between shouts on the radio. So,
gotcha. Let's see. Games that have had food in them that I've played this year. Weird West. That's how you you helped yourself out by all kinds of random. It had a very like Breath of the Wild feel to it in that sense, where you'd grab food. Sometimes you could just pop it in your mouth, but a lot of times you had to find some random fire. Which, by the way, it could literally be like a torch in a dungeon wall. You could like just move to the torch and apparently cook your chicken over it, which I thought was funny. A light source and also a heating source or a cooking source. So there you go. So there was food in that. What is the I played a bunch of it on stream and then I just dropped it like hot rock. The weird game where like everybody was a baby. It's no, that was a bad description because that's not at all it.
Not Yakuza.
Yes, Yakuza. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, there's a game. I would
wow,
not mind.
How did I freaking get that from? Everyone was a baby.
Okay. The thing I will never forget about that game is the one side mission. This is fair. It was I told you it was a horrible description of the game, but it was the only thing I will ever truly remember that game. I do the one side mission, and I like, you have to get milk for these babies. You have to do this, and you finally walk into where like all these babies are with like your arms full of like diapers and formula and everything else a baby needs, and it's just like 12 grown men in diapers. That's the whole side mission, and they're like, thank you for getting everything for my babies. And then anyways, I mean, that's just the craziness of Yakuza. But yeah, Yakuza food, I want in on that. All that food looked really good.
Yeah, so, but no, I don't think I've played many games where there's been a food element to it, because that's not usually my kind of deal. That's the whole survival type thing's yours.
What about Dying Light? What about Dying Light? Was there food in Dying Light?
There was honey. You could get honey, but honey was used to craft other things like bait for zombies and stuff. So, but yeah, I'd eat the honey. I'd eat the mushrooms. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Bug Snacks is coming out soon, so there's always that.
Hey, I've tried chocolate termites. They're nice.
I don't think I've ever had a bug. I mean, I've had a bug. I've accidentally swallowed a few, but I have never like literally wanted to eat a bug.
No. There's a bar in York, the city near me, called House of Trembling Madness. So hints and clues in the name. But they have a range of chocolated insects that you can try: crickets, termites, stuff like that. So,
yeah,
I give them a go. Just crunchy and taste chocolatey. So yeah.
Yeah, is it salty or anything, or
No, more the chocolate kind of takes everything else away. So I did feel like Timon and Pumbaa at one point. So
yeah. It just, I mean, were you ever a Survivor fan? The show Survivor.
Well, we had Bear Grylls in the UK. So
yeah, we had that
I
too.
used to like watching. I like watching Bear Grylls. Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I literally stopped watching Bear Grylls when he drank water from elephant dung. That was like, I was like done. I was like, I can't believe I'm actually. But yeah, I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this. Like, this is the grossest thing I've ever seen. He's like, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and it filters it. And I was like, no, that can't be right. Like, you gotta be lying to me. I cannot handle this in my head right now. Anyways, that was the last time I could ever watch Bear Grylls, and I never want to ever think about that again. SAZ says he buys Chapulines? Okay. When I visit East LA, I snack on them and orange slices sprinkled with worm salt while drinking my worm salt? What? SAZ, what is worm salt? I mean, is that like, I mean, worm salt? What has happened? What has happened? Oh my goodness. You got to get back to us on what worm salt is, SAZ. That's for sure. Yeah. I'm going to move on to the next question, though. Hambone Johnny says, I'm playing Tunic on PC Game Pass. If I switch to the console, will my save data be there? Sure will. You can hop between PC, cloud, and console if all three are available, and your save data will be there. Although I will say, the only difficulty I've ever had in this aspect is it on the console, if you're just hopping in and out using quick resume, and you move to the cloud and you do something there, sometimes you'll have that like, there's a conflicting data slave, and then it doesn't do a very good job sometimes of giving you like which one's from which platform and which one's the newest. So it'll just be like, you got these two, which one you want? And I'm like, I don't know. I hope I choose the right one.
Yeah.
So
the only thing I can say from going from one console to another, because sometimes I play like a game on JS in a room, stuff like that, is to make sure that you either quit the game before you move from one platform to another.
Mm-hmm.
It'll definitely being somebody that goes cycles through loads of different Game Pass games. Even if you reinstall one, the first thing it does when you launch the game is say that it's syncing the data with the cloud, and it's there, which is really good. That service has been there with Xbox for years, and it's never ever followed for me. So
Yep. And then he had a follow-up question to rock on with our food chat. What's your favorite breakfast meal? John, what's your favorite breakfast meal?
Poached eggs. Specifically, if I want to go down the lines of being really fancy, it's eggs Benedict, but with flat mushrooms, not smoked salmon or bacon.
This is tough. It's kind of hard to do like one. I kind of want to do like a. I'm sorry. SAZ wasn't getting back, so I looked up worm salt. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
I think you just got something that was very dense to dark.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Literally, this is the instructions. Mezcal worm salt. Microwave the worm for around 10 seconds. Someone's got to explain this to me. I got to be missing something here, man. This is the Mezcal worm salt at home recipe. Oh my lord, that's an actual worm. It's actually not a worm. It's more of like a grub type thing.
Yeah, so it's the larva. It's kind of what you see in the bottom of some tequilas.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a real. I did it. I couldn't help but go there. I'm sorry. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna try to come back from that, but it could take a second. So I like savory. I want like biscuits and gravy. Okay, but really, like if we're sweet, I can always go for a stack of pancakes as tall as me, and I will eat them all, and I will regret it the moment I'm done. That's the truth.
Whenever we go, like if we stop anywhere in a hotel, the first thing I do as soon as I see the breakfast menu is I ask them, do you do like how nice is your hollandaise sauce? And do you do eggs Benedict? And like, so I've had some places go, what's hollandaise sauce? But yes, we do eggs Benedict. And it's like, it's the stuff that goes on eggs Benedict. But yeah, I'm a big fan for like Dijon mustardy style tasting stuff. So
Gotcha. Yeah. Biscuits and gravy, baby. Biscuits and gravy. Not those kind of biscuits. Gosh darn it. I tell you, what goes on around here?
Yeah, he doesn't mean cookies. He means scones. for the people that are England.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, scones. And is that what do you call them scones and gravy?
We wouldn't have gravy with scones. Scones would be with jam and clotted cream.
Oh my God, I can't handle this conversation. Do you do anything in gravy?
Yorkshire puddings, which is like it's the same batter that you make pancakes out of, but you put them in the oven. It's like you put them in a muffin tray and then put them in the oven at like 220 degrees with a bit of oil in the bottom and let them rise. It's just amazing.
Okay. I feel I'm here. I'm doing something I shouldn't, probably looking up Yorkshire pudding. And that's how it happens.
You'll love it. Yorkshire puddings are something that you can have as a start, a main, and a dessert.
Okay. All right. I'm always in. I will make. By the way, speaking of things that I will do, we should touch on this. I made the Elvis sandwich. Sandwich. I don't know how to speak these days. Words are hard. Which, if you don't remember, is the bacon, peanut butter, and banana all on a sandwich grilled. I mean, it's not bad. I think if I did it again, I need more bacon, which is another conversation we can have shortly. I just realized I kind of walked into that one. And so, yeah, I just, what I will say is, gosh, is it filling? I mean, holy crap. I ate that thing at like 11:30 while I was playing Life is Strange, and I didn't eat again until like 8. Like everybody had supper, and I was like, no, I'm not really hungry right now. I don't know. It just kind of sat in the stomach there for a good long time. But it wasn't bad. I do feel like it needs more bacon than what I put on it, though, because it just kind of got lost in the peanut butter and the banana. So, anyways, I did do that. Now I'm gonna make Yorkshire pudding. Is what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try this stuff. Might need my wife's help for this, though. This looks a little bit more difficult than just peanut butter and bananas on bread.
It's easy. If you can make a pancake mixture, then
I can do that.
Literally, if you get like a shallow muffin tin and put it in the oven for like 20 minutes at 220 degrees Celsius. So I wouldn't be able to work that out off the top of my head in Fahrenheit. But yeah, put your tray and get your oil like literally bubbling hot, and then pour a scoop full of the mixture into the bottom of the muffin tray. It will fizzle straight back in the oven, and let them rise. Do not, whatever you do in any circumstances, open that oven door until you are confident that they are done, because as soon as you do, they will just go.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what it looks like happens. It looks like it's like a deflated balloon. That's what every time I see them, that's what they look like. Yeah. All right, there you go.
They are like the perfect combination for the best Yorkshire pudding is crispy top edges and a stodgy bottom. And like Lindsay makes the greatest Yorkshire puddings.
Wait, we gotta back up. What's a stodgy bottom? I don't even know what that is. I mean, is that what is it?
It's like the heavy part of a pancake. So when you get to the center of a pancake, and it's quite absorbent of everything around it, and it
okay.
Yeah. So if you can get a Yorkshire pudding with nice crisp edges and a stodgy bottom, just the best. And put some beef and some gravy in there, and that is basically the premise of most like Sunday roasts in the UK.
Okay. Oh wow. Yeah, that's funny. Everybody, I'm not gonna lie, really sounds like you're just like making fun of somebody. Oh, that guy's got a stodgy bottom, I'll tell you. That's what I get. That's what I get out of that.
Yeah. But yeah, if the Yorkshire pudding you can have as a starter with like a few slices of like beef with no gravy, you can kind of have that's your starter. Then you have like your main, so you have your roast chicken, all your vegetables, you have the Yorkshire pudding, it's all covered in gravy, absolutely gorgeous. And then afterwards, just chuck some jam in one, and it's like the sweet and savory with the jam, and it's like a pancake but crispy. It's great.
I'm just laughing at Hambo's comment. I ate an Elvis sandwich. Now I have a stodgy bottom. That's exactly how I would use that statement, Hambo. That's exactly right. Okay. Speaking of bacon, Frosco's asked a great question, which, man, this was eye-opening for me. I didn't realize y'all had hybrid bacon over there. Frosticles, why is English bacon better than U.S. bacon? Streaky versus back. I love it.
Yep. So over here, like, if I'm going to go to the supermarket to buy bacon, I'm going for back bacon. I'm not going for thick cut back bacon. I'm going just for back because it's got the least fat on it, the most amount of meat. Streaky bacon is just really fatty. It is what you guys have over there. It's just.
Wait, we call it center cut. Okay, I feel like y'all making fun of us over there. You're like, we have center cut bacon. Y'all like, no, you don't. Yeah, streaky bacon. Y'all just like own it. Oh, don't try to call it fancy. Don't try to call it fancy center cut bacon. It's just streaky. You're not wrong. I would agree. Your bacon looks much better back bacon. In fact, so good I thought, dang, I'm gonna buy some of that. Go to Walmart, $82 freaking for 20 ounces. Oh my god.
That is a lot of bacon though. 20. I'm gonna have to do the conversion for ounces because we're.
It didn't look like that much. Did you see the picture?
Yeah.
Didn't look like much to me. It was $82. But you're right. It was like a 3.
That's almost a kilo. That's almost a kilo of bacon. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of bacon for $82. Like.
This show has gone off the rails, Sean. Do you know why in America do we only use kilos when we talk about drugs? I mean Why is that a thing? I want to know that. I'm asking my own country that question. Why do we do everything in pounds unless we talk about drugs? And then we're like, yeah, it was 42 kilos of cocaine over there. I want to know the answer because that's the first thing I thought of when you said that. Yeah, it's like, so it'd be like 20 ounces. It was like a pound. So it was like a pound and a quarter of bacon. So, but still $82 for a pound and a quarter of bacon? I agree. That's a lot of bacon.
Yeah, it's a lot of bacon, and it's a lot of the best cut of bacon as well. So you're probably paying because over there back, it's like back bacon's obviously taken off the back of the pig where there's less fat, more muscle. So that's probably used over there more for like large hams and stuff like that. So you're probably paying the premium for the butcher to waste what he would normally make the most amount of money off. So.
Yeah, and so to be honest, SACS, I can't believe Walmart even sell it that much. This was online. It was on Walmart.com, but from a third seller called Jolly Posh, which is a pack of 3 for, well, actually, so it's 24 ounces, pack of 3 for 8 ounces, which is normally $120, but a reduced price of $82. So anyways, I'm going to have to see if I can find myself some back bacon. I know some butchers around the area. See if I can make this happen.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed. It's usually the best, the better, and how you cook the bacon's different because Lindsay likes hers like burnt to an almost crisp. She's with Hambo and Johnny. She likes her bacon super crispy. Where like I literally like it where it's only just cooked because I like the way I don't like crispy bacon. So
yeah. Oh, you don't? Well, I don't like it real crispy. I don't want it like limp, but I don't like it like burnt either. But here is by far my favorite bacon story of all time. I go to Canada with my mom, and we're sitting at a restaurant and for breakfast, obviously, and she's like, "Yeah, can I have some bacon?" And so we're in Canada, you know, so Canadian bacon is different than American bacon, which is obviously different than UK bacon. And we call it Canadian bacon. We don't call it streaky bacon like, you know, some UK people.
Is Canadian bacon mostly made of maple syrup? Because as soon as I think Canadian, I think they have it very sweet.
To be honest, I don't know where it comes from on the animal, but it just seems to me like really thin cut ham. But that's probably not true. But that's what it looks like to me, and it's very circular. Okay. And I mean, maybe I'm having American Canadian bacon. So maybe someone, you know, we have a lot of Canadians on our Discord. So maybe a Canadian can tell me what I'm doing wrong. But anyways, so the lady brings out Canadian bacon. And my mom says, "Ma'am, I didn't ask for Canadian bacon. I just asked for bacon." and the lady says, "Ma'am, you're in Canada. So if you want the bacon you're asking for, you have to ask for American bacon." And my mom turns like stark red. Like I mean the deepest, darkest color red you can ever imagine. And she was like, "Oh, never mind." She was like, "This bacon's fine."
That's ace.
Yeah, so that's my bacon story.
The only thing I know that's, if any, that I've eaten that comes from Canada is it poutine?
Poutine. Yeah, poutine comes from Canada. It's really good.
Chips, cheese, and gravy. That's like a.
Oh yeah.
It's what me and Lindsay make when we are extremely drunk when we come in from going to the pub. Is chips, cheese, and gravy.
All right, Sean. Well, we are at an hour and 10 minutes, so I say we skip that last question and move that to another week.
Yep.
And because we had a long food conversation. And chat a little bit about all the stuff that Xbox dropped this week, which was actually quite a bit, to be honest. All the info they dropped. Yeah. So, you want to start us off?
Oh, it's where to start. There's so much. Should we talk about the stuff that is, when I find everything on the list, because there's so much of it, stuff that's come out this week.
Yeah.
Which is where are you hiding?
It's just to the green. It's right there in the green, Sean.
Oh yeah, look at that. I love this. Sorry, I'm still this modifies every week, so I slowly have to try and kind of remember where everything. So things that have come out this week. we've already talked about two of these games. Lost in Random, which is the card-based style Tim Burton-looking esque game with the dice as a companion. Turn It Blind commits Tax Evasion, which dropped today. That's out there. And then the one that I'm really excited for, which isn't coming to Game Pass, but I would like to try and get my hands on it, comes out, what's the date now? 19th still. Comes out Friday. Thursday, sorry. And that's Chernobyl. That's the survival style horror game based on events in and around Chernobyl after the nuclear disaster that they had.
Yeah. So those are out this week. New information, and I think these dropped already. F1 Racing 21 and Hot Pursuit 7 are both going to be out for cloud. They're currently already on your Game Pass, but you can only play them console. Now you can play them via the cloud, which is cool. Hard Space Shipbreaker, which again would be a great game for me, but it's PC only. Equipped with cutting-edge salvage tech, carbon-sliced spaceships to recover valuable materials, upgrade your gear, and make a place for yourself in this sandbox world. That's like totally my game that I can't play. Have fun, TC people. Sniper Elite 5. You're actually playing.
We had Sniper Elite 4. Sniper Elite 5 is, I think, the one for this generation of console. So if you want to look at your bullets flying through different people in super high definition, give this a go. It's a great game if you're into tactical kind of stealth operations where you've got objectives that you've got to meet and you've got to kind of stay out the enemy eye line, take enemies out from afar. Very good game. Don't play in front of your kids. It is very gruesome.
This one takes place in World War II, which I thought was interesting. I mean, that was like a big thing back in the day, but I don't know. I don't see many shooters in World War II anymore.
No.
So, and I should give dates. May 24th for Hard Space Shipbreaker on PC only, and May 27th for Sniper Elite 5, which is going to be on console and PC.
Yep. Two other games that were announced that are new news that are coming out very soon. 7 Days to Die, which I thought you would be slightly interested in this, in the fact that it is a full like survival sim where you have to craft materials, build a base basically, and defenses to defend yourself against something. I wasn't too sure you'd enjoy the fact that it's a little bit darker than normal.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even look at the YouTube video because I was like, well, that one's not for me. I'll let Sean look at that one.
I was kind of like, I watched the YouTube video and I was like, this is on the cusp of what I think Nick did enjoy.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
I'll have to look at that.
Giving the video a watch. And that comes out on the 26th of April. And Research and Destroy, which I didn't watch too much as I was very quickly gathering links. But that comes out also on the 26th of the 4th. And that comes to PC and console.
So two more games coming out for Game Pass, but they've been announced, but we don't have a solid date yet. April to June. That's a pretty open window. Probably not going to come out in April, I would imagine, but possibly May or June. Assassin's Creed Origins, which is a pretty big get for Game Pass. Pretty excited for that. Adding to the Ubisoft lineup. And then For Honor Marching Fire Edition. Never played that game. I've seen it played a couple times, but never played it myself. So, interested in either one of those, Sean?
Assassin's Creed Origins, yes. I've not played many Assassin's Creed games, mainly because they end up being really, really repetitive. So if this ends up being the same, where it's get to a high viewpoint, view the city, get to the next viewpoint, view the city. The only thing I struggle with Assassin's Creed games is I tend to draw too much attention to myself. Why I don't play Hitman, because I'm not very good at stealth.
I gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it would be a game that I would actually play, but I know it is a game that a lot of people like, so it's good that it's on there for it only adds benefit and value for Game Pass. So it's all good.
Cool. And the other game as well that was in that is it For Honor? That's a World War II shooter game? I'm sure. March for Fire edition.
Oh yeah, For Honor. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah, I mentioned both those. So no, is For Honor? Is that a? Wow. Now I need to look that up because that is not the game I was thinking it was. If that's what it is. So where?
Oh no, sorry, I'm completely wrong. I thought that it might have been Medal of Honor that I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Okay, this is the game I was thinking of. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Many apologies.
I'm looking for a good description of it, and I'm not finding it. Is set during the medieval fantasy setting. Players can play as a character from one of 5 different factions, namely the Iron Legion Knights. I'm not going to read all those factions. The 5 faction was added. Oh well. I'm having trouble. The Vanguard. Oh my gosh. I can't find just a good description of it. But you're in the medieval times. I feel like it has more of like a Souls type fighting style. If I remember correctly from what I've seen, but don't hold me to it. So yeah.
I think that kind of covers everything that we've kind of hit.
Yes, sir. I believe it does.
So, few changes in the golden ticket. So yeah, games for gold have changed. We have Street Power Soccer has disappeared, and we're now blessed with Outpost, Coloki X, and MX versus ATV Alive. They both run through till I believe the end of April. Could be wrong.
Nope. Yep. I think you're right.
Sorry. No. I'm wrong. I have ticked the wrong boxes. Outpost, Coloki X, and Street Power Soccer have now left Games for Gold, and Hue and MX versus ATV Alive are available. That was me reading that wrong.
Guessing that's supposed to be that. But I don't know. Yeah. And then we have new games that we think are leaving. This is always an interesting thing. We know one's going, and that's F1 2019. That has actually already left. 3 new games we think. Yep. 3 new games we think are heading out, but it is kind of still in the rumor mill category. Streets of Rage 2, Outlast 2, and Cricket 2019. Streets of Rage 2 was a big hit for a lot of people in Game Pass. So if those games are all leaving April 30th. Or they're rumored to leave April 30th. If that's legit, I think that'll be a bummer for some people.
Yeah, Outlast 2. I'm not sad that that's leaving. That game's hard and scary.
Hard and scary. Those are the worst 2 things in the world. Hard and scary.
Yep, for definite.
All right, I think that's a show, man.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when we get the food questions because it just takes us like completely off topic. From
crazy
Xbox.
Places.
And yeah, it reminds me of the Dad Corner days from Dad Crossing, which is nice.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, guys, that's it. That's the show. I'm gonna find us a Life is Strange stream to jump into after we have finished because it was you give it its some worth, and you know the guy John kind of give it the same kind of worth, so it's worth revisiting that to sit in the background. So as always, if you want to find us on social media, just hit at Game Pass News, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. If you're listening to this via your podcasting service, please, if you can, give us some stars, give us some likes, helps us beat the algorithm. If you want to join in on all the Discord action and talk to us like Hambo and Frosticles, chuck some questions at us like SAZ did, subscribe to our Twitch channel, or head over to patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. And for as little as $1 a month, you can jump in all the action over there. Give those guys some support because they are pretty awesome. And thank you very much for everyone in our live chat tonight, SAZ, Hambo, and Johnny. Thanks for jumping in and talking to us. It's great to have you with us. And until next time, guys, we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.